Hello, it's Tamara Hunter, and today is day number 111 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. And I am thrilled. I am thrilled to be showing, actually, I am highlighting a showman. There you go. This is Dean Hanley. Hankey. Say your last name for me, please.
Hankey, like handkerchief.
There you go.
Hankey.
Dean Hankey. Okay, so Dean, I met Dean in Reno, and immediately this man just lights up a room. And when I started talking with him and finding out about him, and he's just kind of like, he hangs out, but then there's something. And found out that he is a performer. You're going to see some fun stuff, guys. He is a business person, and he volunteers. And this is why I wanted to highlight him today and honor him. He volunteers in his local community to help a nonprofit that was founded to support those women that were affected by breast cancer, but now they actually help women that are affected by cancer. And so hurrah for you. Welcome, Dean.
What a privilege and an honor. I mean, when we met in Reno, I'm telling you, the room absolutely lit up with sparkles. And I had to sit down and chat with you and say, just tell me. And then I found out what you're doing, and I just knew we were soulmates in this walk together. I just love it. Yeah.
Well, and I do too. And then, and I was, you are such a man of talent and multiple. It's almost like you have multiple different units going on, different areas of your life. And now, and I was just telling you, now I understand even more because it's something that you didn't share with me. And I found out that you actually perform weddings because you are an ordained minister also, on top of everything else that you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that made, I was like, okay, the light went on that even much more because I was like, okay, yeah, I got it. I love it. Okay. What I would love to do is I'm just going to start with some pictures because I think for people to see some pictures, they're going to get it. Okay. So we're going to do some throwback stuff and then we'll come up to the current stuff, but I found some doozies. And let's see, where do we want to start? We're going to start with this one. And then we're going to back it up with this one. I love the hair.
Right? Come on now. Yeah. My hair doesn't
yeah.
long, it grows big.
Oh yeah, mine did too before chemo. I used to have this frizzy kind of curly stuff, and I wanted straight hair so much that God decided to give it to me after chemo, and I was really thrilled. It was like, okay, I like this hair. But okay, so tell me about this act. What were you doing back there that you have these headshots?
Sure. I spent 40 years as a showroom illusionist. And what that means is, if you're familiar with David Copperfield, that's what I did. So I would make people and cars and things float and disappear in midair, or I would saw people in half and restore them right before your very eyes. All those things you expect to see in Las Vegas or Reno or Atlantic City, that's what I did for well over 40 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have to say I could have loaded the whole digital studio with images from your page, and I love going to everybody's pages, and so I can kind of get a feel, and I can ask questions, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, here you go. In fact, okay, I did this all for you in honor of doing this right now. I grabbed a hat. I thought, okay. It's kind of big, but as we're going through and we're looking at all this stuff for you, that I was going to wear my hat.
Come on, girl, do your thing.
Ta-da!
I love it.
For the showman, that is my friend Dean. I am wearing my show hat. Okay, so as we're doing the show and tell, now, are you also a singer?
Yeah, I'm a recorded artist as well as a stage performer, worked in nightclubs. Pretty much I have this aversion to starving. And as a show business professional, it's the only industry that we get better recognized for our failures. You've heard the phrase, no doubt, starving artist.
Right.
And I hate to tell this joke, but I'm going to anyway. What's the difference between a performer and a pizza? Well, a pizza can feed a family of 4, but right? That's a bad joke. However, it's unfortunately incredibly true, right? It's true that performers haven't figured out the business side of show business. And so that's what I started helping performers do from the very beginning. So that's how I got into this wacky business.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so yes. Okay.
That was high school. That was high school, Tamara. You were stockerazzi to the max. I love it.
I have a little bit of a detective side to me. I'm a genealogist, and my last name is Hunter. So need I say more? And I used to be a skip tracer a long time ago, well before the days of computers. Yeah, that was one of my first jobs. Believe it or not, I took the work. It's what I could get, right?
You're a little sassy girl. Come on now. Love that sass.
Yeah, no, of course. We got to have our sides. Okay, while we're going down memory lane, something you said that just thrilled my heart is that, and I found this picture, and it said that this was a picture when you were dating, and you have been a newlywed for how many years?
Yeah, my bride and I are still newlyweds, and so we've been married 20 years this January, so excited to celebrate that.
I love it. Congratulations. Tell her good job, both of you guys. I love it. And the fact that you said newlyweds, that's why I didn't know if I was going to capture it or not, because I don't usually do that. But with you, I thought, okay, I could do that and pull a little bit, and you would be cool with it. Okay, I want to talk about what you've been doing with the nonprofit, because that was one of the things that really we bonded right there. In fact, I think that we even shared a few tears, because it was just the work that we do in the nonprofit world when we're supporting people with cancer and their families, it can tug at your hearts. Yep. But before that, I am actually going to introduce someone to you. I noticed that you just said, and I'm actually going to bring on. We have one of our major senior ambassadors here. Sharon's in the house. Hi, Sharon.
Go on, girl. Party, y'all. Party.
Yep. And we've got a few more. We got Vladimir on.
Vlad, how you doing?
We've got David Jones in the house, too. David runs a nonprofit out of California, Northern California. Nice. That's very fascinating and doing some really cool stuff. So now let's talk about the nonprofit that you support. Something that you said just a moment ago, and I know you have told me before, but it really brought it home that much more, is the nonprofit you work with. It started with the breast cancer as its specialty, but then it's now opened up to women that are affected by cancer. Right. And also the mission is one that every person that works with this nonprofit, complete volunteers.
100%. Absolutely. The executive board, the volunteers, everybody in the whole in the place. There isn't a single dollar gifted to any one of those volunteers or people that help. So everybody, every single person supports this group and organization at no cost, so that all those resources can go directly, boots on the ground, to the women that really need it, whether they need a trip or a ride to their hospital doctor visits, whether they need a new custom made wig by one of our champions, or whether they need a support paying some of their expenses while they're going through treatment, or while they're moving through this process of hopefully surviving and making a difference, and partnering with their families and with community and all that stuff. So we want every single penny to go to serve rather than to be served by.
Right. I love that. And the name, I've got some images here. I love the name.
Yeah.
Now I can't really see it well right now because of my eyes.
No problem.
Tell me the name of it again.
Sure. It's called Moms on the Run. It's a local group and organization, independent from any other, so we don't pay royalties or commissions or fees or any of those kinds of things. And it'll be, I'm thinking it's going to be 16th or 17th year that I've been with them and supporting them as host and MC and play music and sound and just do whatever's necessary. And the cool part about it is that every Mother's Day, Mom's Day, So every Sunday, Mother's Day, we get 10,000 of our closest friends in the community together to this cool run, walk, crawl, jog, stroll, whatever. And
Right.
yeah, and it's a really cool event.
I love it. I remember now completely. Yes. And you know what? Mother's Day can be a hard day for even, the healthiest of moms. I mean, so much is expected of us as mothers. And I know that Mother's Day, when I had my kids, I have 4 of them. I was a single working mom for much of the time I was raising them. And so Mother's Day was not always a day I wanted to celebrate, because I was feeling guilty almost because of the fact I wasn't there. Now, throw in the cancer component, I see it in a whole different way. Of course, now I'm Nana and I see life a whole different way completely. But mothers that when I went through cancer, my kids were in their late teens and 20s and 30s. I have them spread out. And so I also had grandkids during that time, and it was a mixture of all of these emotions. And I actually thought about, and as I now serve my chemo buddies for life, and we have these discussions, I think about all of the younger mothers and all of the children, including the grandchildren, because my grandchildren actually lived with me for part of my cancer treatment.
Oh, wow.
And so they had to be educated just like if they were my little children. And one of them he was maybe 2 years old at the time. And so, and so the fact that you do this on Mother's Day, that means that the program is not only for the mothers, it's for the full families, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is. And that's what happens is you get, once again, the entire community out there. They come along together as teams, as walking teams, as support teams. They wear the same shirts, or they have same color costumes. Some of them come dressed as pink apes or elephants, or, we have a costume con, we have a kidlet race, we have a bonbon stroll for those who are not find themselves in a running condition.
Right, exactly. And then you, of course, have the wonderful wings that you can have a picture near and in front of. And I love that. You almost want to go to Reno, support this, just to get your picture with those wings, because that is like stellar. Now, is that an artist that did that, or how did you guys?
That was just a beautiful piece of art that was created for this. And because we consider the people that support us angels, we want to give them the opportunity to be recognized accordingly with those wings. So
I love it. I love it. Thank you for what you do.
I'm just a volunteer. I'm just a servant.
And that's right. And so you're a service hero today, because, and you will forever be day number 111. Service hero, because and I really wanted to highlight that because of the fact that you do serve very unconditionally and very lovingly your community. And I remember I remember all the details, but the thing I remembered was your heart. And that it was the cancer community. And so, you've been on my radar this whole time, ever since I started this program, because I really wanted to recognize the fact that, and to share the fact that volunteerism doesn't have to be huge, like you're an MC, which you've got that talent. Yeah. However, to do anything, any kind of service, like, for example, if one day a year you can take someone to a doctor's visit, that could make the difference in that person's life, because possibly there would be no other way they would be able to get there. You just never know. And some things that we take so much for granted can actually make the difference in someone that is actually fighting for their life. Right. And that's what you do when you're going through treatment. And just like my organization, we're not going after money for any kind of research or any of that kind of stuff. No, it's all about the support to the cancer patients and the families. And I love it. Okay. Now, with that said, thank you for that. Let's
Oh,
talk
absolutely.
about some other stuff. I love the fact that you have now transferred from being the showman to being a showman that teaches. You are a a spectacular, right? Trainer and let's see, implementor. I mean, I love the way you play with words. I love it. I mean, everything you do, there's an element of fun. Just even the clothes you wear. You just, and I didn't capture it. I wish I would have loaded it in here. There was one of your throwbacks. I love the fact that you do all those throwback Thursdays, and one of your throwbacks was a group of you way back in the, I don't know, 80s, 90s, somewhere in there. And everybody else is in jeans and t-shirts, and you are in a spectacular outfit, just like what you wear. Your suit, your tie, your shirt, your color coordinated, really fun stuff, because you are a showman, right? And I mean, even and you do all your own banners, you do all of your own graphics, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's so much, and it's easy to do. Technology is so simple compared to how it used to be, right? I mean, look, we're broadcasting as if we were live and on television at virtually no cost and no technical know-how. Isn't that amazing?
I have virtually none. I mean, I can throw a couple of buttons now, and you even saw as we were setting up, I kept going in and out of the studio because I hit the wrong one. But it's just a matter of doing it. You're right. And you are helping, like you said, you're helping those entertainers, and are you also helping others? What is your programs? What kind of support and what kind of programs are you teaching these people? Because I know you do something with finance or well, just tell us what you're doing.
Sure. Well, let me go back just a second, because I love, and I don't want to skip over this idea, that I love the fact that as chemo buddies, sometimes we reach out and we just serve people. We just love on people. And we can be digital chemo buddies. You don't even have to drive if you're shut in or something and you don't feel like driving. Just ring them up on social media or Facebook or FaceTime or Skype or Zoom or any of these cool, easy to use, free technologies. And it's relationships. You can say, hey, what are you doing today? How can I serve you? Let me tell you a bad joke. Why do clowns wear baloney in their shoes? Because it makes them feel funny. As stupid and mundane and odd and strange as that may sound, exactly. Who couldn't use an extra laugh or a little bit of encouragement today, right?
Exactly.
And it's so easy to do. So
yes. In fact, thank you for that, because in our world we say a daily dose of laughter. Have you had yours today? Because it really, if you can laugh. In fact, one of the chemo buddies, when she was first diagnosed, I spoke with her and I asked her, I said, have you giggled lately? Have you laughed lately? Right. And she almost felt like that would be disrespectful. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, it's the healthiest thing you can do. You need to start making that. And what's great about the brain is it doesn't understand if you're laughing as an exercise or if you're laughing because you find something funny. It's correct. Just good to be laughing because it will help you to be healthier. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
and we use the same premise in our business model, and that is that we serve oversell. We serve our way to success. And so the whole model is super simple, what I call 3-step super simple process for getting anything you want on command and demand. It's based on everything we've already talked about, which is being of value and service to others. It's the VIP 3-step process. And the V stands for value. Simply add value. Listen, if all you ever do from now on, starting today, is never leave the sight of a human interaction without creating value, will that change not only your neurology, your psychology, and your business and your life forever? If all you do is look for ways to be of value and service. So first, add value in the VIP that generates impact, which is results. Whether you're being a chemo buddy, or whether you're being a business leader, or whether you're being a social or community conscious, advocate, what doesn't matter. Add value that generates impact, that then you'll profit. And when I say profit, by the way, I mean emotional, spiritual, relational, intellectual, and of course, as business owners, profit, financial. We need to make money so that we can support things like Chemo Buddy and Moms on the Run and the Cancer Group and Boys and Girls Club and the Home and the Habitat for Humanity, and whatever group or organization we can serve. Some of that requires some of that time, talent, treasure, trust, right? Some of that treasure, right, which is always cash resources. So yeah, it's a service-based business, but the good news is I only get rewarded for helping other people produce results, which is a cool way to do business. I get to sleep really good at night.
Yeah, isn't it the truth? It's so much better to be doing something that you love, and that is serving another. That's why I celebrate success through service, because I just really wanted to start bringing home the fact that business is not that cutthroat. I'm going to do my competitor in, and where did you go? You'll be right back, I'm sure. We'll just have him back in a moment. There he is. He's coming back into the studio. There we are. Okay. Hello. Ta-da! See, your
technology. Even now. Technology, ain't it grand?
you made yourself disappear and then reappear. I'm so impressed. How did you do that? I know. It's like, wow. I'm impressed. He did that remotely.
Right?
That was good.
I think all those years of prison, not a complete waste of time.
Yeah, they're you are great. So, okay. So, but back to what I was saying is that I love being able to promote this style of being successful, and whatever that success is, because if you can serve another, it goes back to that mastermind program, give before you ask. Give and serve another, and you will, and the whole idea, I love the millennials, that they would rather go and do business with a company that has a cause attached to it than a company that doesn't. And that says so much good about today's day and age. And that's why, it's like, I just love being able to showcase those people that are out there making a difference. You're out there making a difference. You're helping moms on the run. You've been helping them for, over 10 years. How many years now? You said 13?
We started this, or they started it, I should say, 17-ish years ago.
And you've been there since the beginning.
From day one.
Or day one. See, that right there is just, and then you give to your community, and so to highlight the fact that, yeah, you have a program that's a VIP program, and that you're rewarded when they are doing well. You can sleep at night. I think that it's a great way to live. If everybody can sleep at night because they're doing good out there and they're being rewarded by it, and they're being able to pay the light bill too, that is awesome. Because there's nothing wrong in being successful in this country.
No, nothing. Yeah.
The where I see it is being a shark doing it and hurting others. It's just not the right way of doing it, at least in my book. So there you go. Enough of my soapbox for today.
I'm with you,
I just want to be able to say thank you. We were in Reno at Jennifer's, and I thought I had the picture, but I just looked and it didn't load for some reason. But we were there at Jennifer Baker's Success GPS Summit, and the thing that I really brought home about that community in Reno, and I just really was so impressed by it, is that it has a small town feel, and people really know each other, and yet there's such success going on there. What do you think the whole magic key is?
I think it is that sort of community, that bedroom kind of family friendly, it's just a small town community. I mean, we're postage stamp, what everybody recognizes Reno for, those casinos and high rise, fancy pants places, right? That's a postage stamp portion of our community. The rest is this sprawling, formerly largely agriculture, but we've grown up from that. So we're very small, very friendly. We know our neighbors. We love our friends. It's a beautiful place. Yeah, it really is.
And my dad was actually telling me, because after World War II, it just so happened, and I got to learn a lot more about it because I went up to Reno. And so then they always had houses in Lake Tahoe, my family.
Right.
But he was talking about, oh yeah, Reno, did you know, Tam? And so then he started telling me that when my grandfather was World War II ended, wherever you were is wherever you were, right? You had to get yourself home or do it, whatever it was. And he was there because he was a pilot and a program, and for some reason he was there. So they stayed in Reno for a while, and he went to elementary school, and he started telling me all about Reno and how he had some amazing experiences there, and how he feels like it's a real big metropolitan area now because of what it used to be, right?
Absolutely. Likely is.
Right. However, the thing I see with that area, and I am doing a shout out to Reno just because of the fact I was so impressed when we were there with the GPS summit and the business people, because that was a business leaders type of a summit.
Absolutely.
Because it was a training for business leaders. And I had an opportunity to go onto LinkedIn, and I got a hold of some of them, and I was so impressed and actually surprised, to be honest with you, how many entrepreneurs are there. That's a strong business community, isn't it?
Right. It is. Reno is one of the startup capitals of the world. It is one of the most renowned for is high tech involvement. You'd think Silicon Valley, but Reno has been proclaimed as the business growth startup #1 in the nation. So it's a pretty impressive, for a small town like we have, very impressive little moniker.
It is, and not to mention that it's in Nevada, so it's got a whole good tax situation going on.
That's right.
And that makes sense why, all the building blocks are there and why it does. And I just wanted to, I actually wanted to highlight that, because I know that a lot of people will be watching this. And if someone's thinking about, I am thinking about starting a new business, I've been trying to figure out where I may want to go. Where would a place be that I would be accepted? And it wouldn't be, because I've heard some stories about some areas where they go in and they want to network, and because there's already enough in that industry, they're shunned almost, but I didn't get that feel there. It was almost like, come on in, we're all friends, and there's more than enough for all of us to work here together.
Yeah, we've done our very level best to eradicate things like customer, client, prospect, suspect, victim, and swap those out for common everyday vernacular like friends and family and legend and rock star and hero and champion. And because honestly, you're a champion. You're not just a customer or client. I mean, if I was doing business with you, would you much rather be celebrated as a customer or a client or a prospect or a suspect or a victim? Or would you rather say, hey, this is my champion. We work together and make great things happen in the community. This is my hero. She's a legend.
I love that.
Exactly. And besides the fact, it's true if we really, meet and serve the point that we're here to serve people, not to sell anything, but simply to serve and help people get more of what they want, need, desire, and deserve. And ultimately, then we get rewarded wildly for the results we help produce in others. It's really that simple.
And you know what? That's the way it should be. That's just the way. That's just the model that I believe in.
Yeah.
I am absolutely out there encouraging others to also, and highlighting, because you know what the bottom line is, it works in every which way. And I think you said it so well, Dean, is you can sleep at night.
Oh my goodness.
And how many people are insomniacs? And it's not because of the fact they have too many things to do. It's because they just are having a hard time living in their own skin, and there's no reason to be like that anymore. There's just none.
No.
So yay. Yes.
Do the party.
So, there you go. Dance and dance along. Okay, I'm gonna get my hat on and for this celebration.
Okay, come on.
There you go. So Dean, I want to thank you for your time today. You know, you are so much fun. You are our proponent in every which way, in my mind, of everything that is good in this world. You have unconditional love for others. You have a giving heart. You have a fun attitude. You were able to represent your city well, your little community well. You know, great ambassador, a champion for Reno. And Reno, I have a fond place in my heart, and I want to thank Jennifer Baker for putting on that Success GPS Summit and bringing us all together, because it was such a great group. And I hope we do that again, because just a reunion of some sort, because the kind of people that she brought together and the quality of the individuals, you couldn't have found a better group. And they all went there because of her, because she is just stellar.
Yeah.
And another champion of Reno. So
total rock star. There's no two ways about it.
Absolutely. So I know, it's so much fun. Ta-da. For day number 111, I want to say, Service Hero Dean Hankey, thank you for your service. Thank you for being the stellar person that you are. And thank you for your warm and welcoming heart. When I came to visit and to spend a few days with you guys there in Reno, you were like the welcoming committee, and just sat down with me and said, let me know who you are. And that made me feel so warm and fuzzy and loved, and everything that anybody could ever want when you're away from home and you're there to serve others, and sometimes you don't always get that kind of reception, and you were there as a welcoming committee, and I appreciate that. I think that what you do with Moms on the Run and those that serve with you, I want to thank you all in that program, because if we could have more programs out there in all the different communities, that's what my whole goal is. Because Chemo Buddies for Life, my goal is that we will be the digital platform, and I would love to have a map and be able to say, okay, in Reno, check out Moms on the Run. In Temecula, go to Michelle's place. In Sarasota, wherever it may be, go see these places, because that's where you can go get a physical hug. You can go get the resources that you need. And then if you need that digital support and that buddy online that's there at 24/7, then you can come to Chemo Buddies for Life. That is my dream. That is my message. That is my mission. And I just feel like we're, like you said, we're kindred spirits, and we are there doing it together, and we're not going to stop until no one has to face cancer alone, and they don't feel isolated and depressed. They feel the love and the hope and the laughter and the heart, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. So thank you for being that champion, the champion that you are, Dean. And thank you in this mission. And we will not stop until that goal has been completed. And we'll do it together.
Amen, sister. Amen.
There you go. All right. So I'm going to close today, and I'm going to encourage others that if you have not found an opportunity to serve, to volunteer if you can, go out there and do it. You don't even have to go out. Do it from where you are. A simple smile, a hello, a text, I'm thinking of you, or letting someone serve you is also service. So remember that. Don't forget it. Each one of us has a service hero inside of us, and it's amazing if we all tap into ours, what this world will be like. So thank you, Dean.
Pleasure and honor is all mine. Thank you.
We'll see you soon. I will be in Reno at some point, and I will be like, okay, let's do this. There you go. All right. I'll see you later, and I'll see all of you tomorrow. Bye.